I think we have the old squad play here. Sunday night football. NFL. You're wearing me out. Jets at Raiders Sunday night. I know what I'm doing Sunday night. Not watching this game. Let's go under 38.5 at minus 150. This is my favorite play of the week, and I am not afraid to lay the juice on a higher total. Do you think Zach Wilson will be able to move the football on the Raiders defense? I don't think he can move the ball against a bunch of Boy Scouts learning to play defense for the first time. He is a bad quarterback. He's nervous in the pocket, doesn't have great footwork, just doesn't take care of the football. And there is a possibility Aaron Rodgers will return at the end of the season. We'll see if he can manifest that. Regardless, I'm not trusting Zach Wilson here, who just can't get it done. On the flip side, you've got Aiden O'Connell, who has shown some promise. AOC, as they call him out in Sin City, but he's just not ready for this Jets defense. The Jets defense is one of the best in the game. They just held Justin Herbert to a career low in passing yards, also sacked Justin Herbert 5 times. And the trend's working in your favor as well here. Jets 5-3 to the under this season. The Raiders are 7-2 to the under. The number already down to 37 in some spots, went down to 36, now back up a little bit. I'm taking it under 38 and a hook. Jets at the Raiders. God help us, Sunday Night Football.
God, isn't there somebody in politics that's AOC? Alexandra
Yes.
O. Cooper? I don't know.
Yes, Alexandra O. Cooper. Yes, that's exactly right. You
Do
nailed
you
it.
know? She's pretty popular.
Her name
Nobody
is
knows.
Alexandria, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. There you go.
Okay.
Or
I was
Aiden
never going to get
O'Connell.
that.
Take your pick. One of the two.
All right. So we don't know politics as much, or at least I don't here on the show, but we do know one thing, and that is betting. You can complain about these trash primetime games all you want, or you can hop aboard the cash money train that's been the unders in primetime. Primetime unders this year are 23-7. You see the Raiders and the Jets. Do you think this is the team that's going to break the trend here? Hell no, it's not. Start with the offenses. You trust Zach Wilson to put up points here? This Jets offense? You trust AOC, Aiden O'Connell, to get things going against this Jets defense? No, I don't. This Jets defense is top 10 in the league in most statistical categories against the pass when it comes to scoring defense. So it is twofold. You get 2 bad offenses and 1 really good defense. And I think that equates to one thing. And under. Another primetime under that has been the play all season long. Let's hit the under 38 for minus 125 between the Jets and the Raiders.
Oh, I love it. Squad play, baby. That's what I'm talking about. It's Sunday Night Football in Sin City, 8:20 Eastern. Oh, my God. We need better games than we've had this week. I love this play, but I'm not going to watch it. Why do you think primetime unders, or not even primetime unders, I feel like unders in the NFL for the first time in a long time are sort of dominating the totals betting, and that unders have more often than not been the right side. Well. Now let's go to a team I like. Texas minus 12.5 against TCU. I got this at Texas minus 9.5 because I knew Quinn was going to play. I knew it. Yeah, it was announced yesterday. Quinn Ewers back at quarterback for Texas, and thank God for that, because Malik Murphy filled in last week, and he's not ready for prime time. Quinn Ewers, much better. A massive upgrade. Texas gets its starter back. But more than that, this is about the line of scrimmage, because Texas has a massive advantage in the trenches, whether it's on the defensive line, whether it's on the offensive line. And the Horned Frogs, they just got gutted by so much of their talent graduating. Some of those guys playing in the NFL, of course, after playing in the national championship game. They can't stop the run. Texas is very physical, very effective on the ground, and now they've got a quarterback who can toss it around when they need to, as opposed to being hamstrung with a backup quarterback who, again, isn't quite ready to be a starter just yet. Also, You talk about the Texas quarterback. What about the TCU quarterback? Josh Hoover is the backup for TCU. He is starting this week. This is only his 4th career start, and now he has to go up against that Texas defensive line. This is a dead number. It's okay. I think Texas wins by 2 touchdowns here. Texas minus 12.5 against the Horny Toads in Fort Worth.
Ooh, we know Jenks will be watching this one, and if you want to join him, it is a 7:30 kickoff in Fort Worth.
Pick six.
All right, here's my risky play of this pick 6. I'm going to take Duke plus 14.5 on the road at Carolina. When you start handicapping this one, you start here. It is a rivalry matchup. We know rivalry matchups in college football usually play a little bit closer to the vest. I am not counting on the offense of Duke here to keep it close. I'm counting on their defense. Did you know that the Duke Blue Devils have the #1 scoring defense in the entire ACC? Mike Elko has done a hell of a job with that program. Also, it's a team coming off a little extra rest. They played on a Thursday night last week, so some extra time to prepare. The sabotage factor is they are down to their third string quarterback in Grayson Loftus here. Makes me a little nervous, but still, this defense, I think, can keep it close here with a UNC team that is prone to keeping it close with even teams that are way beneath their level. So UNC's defense not on the same playing field here as Duke's. Let's take the 14.5 with the Duke Blue Devils.
Zach, when you look at Michigan, they have dominated every opponent this season. At the same time, they really haven't played anyone significant, certainly not anyone on the level of Penn State. So how much does that play into maybe Penn State pulling off a shocker here because Michigan has not been tested?
Well, that was also the case in 2022. And I will be one of the first to probably still admit that I thought the Nittany Lions were going to win that game in 2022. We found out the Michigan Wolverines were much better. Michigan could do a lot of things, and Ohio State. I thought Penn State would do this as well because of the schedule that they have. Michigan concealed some stuff. They were very content with running a vanilla, basic game plan for the majority of the season. So what was on tape is what Penn State had to work with in 2022. Is that a similar case here in 2023 that Michigan, because the luxury of this easier schedule, well, they don't have to go deep into the playbook. They can rest their starters in the third going into the fourth quarter because they have that benefit, that luxury. Penn State has played Ohio State, right? They played West Virginia, Maryland, some other more competitive teams across college football. But I still sit back and believe that we haven't seen everything from the Wolverines because they haven't had to show it. However, you look at the statistics last year, 6.5 yards per carry as a team. This season, 4.5 yards per carry. And that's interesting to me because of the schedule that you brought up. It's a weaker schedule. So why aren't they averaging the same clip on the ground when Michigan is clearly that ground and pound type of run first team?
What has to happen for Penn State to keep it close or even win this game?
Turnovers. Turnovers. If you can, J.J. McCarthy has been flawless outside of Bowling Green, oddly enough. All 3 of his interceptions come against Bowling Green, a MAC team, and I don't want to disrespect Maction, right? That's Maction season on Tuesdays. But besides the point, but that's how you do it. Penn State, the defense is elite. It's the offense that is holding this team back from being a true consensus college football playoff contender. If they beat Michigan, of course, the conversation changes. But what is limiting this team from a whole is the offense. And the defense has been setting up the offense nicely. You have 27% of Penn State's offensive drives starting on the other side of the 50 in opponent's territory. That's a really good showing by the Penn State defense, but the offense who, yes, they beat up on teams like UMass, and they put up almost 40 against West Virginia. They just put up a 50 bomb against Maryland. The offense is getting helped out by the defense here. You do need to see more out of that. But the difference in that Ohio State game was Penn State, the fumble recovery that was for a touchdown got called back. You're going to need those kinds of plays against Michigan if you truly want to win this game and not just keep it close and be around it.